Jimmy. Jimmy. JimJims, son!
Well, we're driving home in yet another acquisition of filth. This is a 1988 Toyota Corolla. I am somewhere in the middle of the desert, nearly 100 miles from my house, well over an hour away from home. And I purchased, of course, because I'm an idiot, I purchased a $200 Toyota Corolla to drive, which has significant steering issues. See the steering wheel? Oh, nope, let's not take our hands off. And there is a noise coming from that side of the engine, which I wish was not coming from that side of the engine. So, you know, I mean, I'm doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I can get home without losing a tire or my life. Alright, well it is the next morning and I made it home yesterday in this $200 Toyota Corolla. That's right, a $200 car. Drove an hour home, and I am just as surprised as you are. I thought for sure they would have to scrape me off the side of the freeway. They did not. Let's take a look at this baby. So you can see the body is nice and straight. It's not all dented in and smashed. The car actually is in really good condition for its age. This is a 1988 Toyota Corolla. I assume it's a base model, even though it has an automatic. I have no fucking idea what's under the hood, but we're gonna take a little walk around right now. So the front's pretty good. You can see that there's not much damage to any of the panels. It's a pretty straight car. Headlights are clean. License plate's a little wombus. It's got current registration until next year, which is very nice. Windshield is free of cracks. Tires are questionable. Got a few little parking lot dings. The worst damage on the entire car is right here. It's got like this little squanch. But other than that, that's the worst damage on the entirety of the car. There's also a little tiny bump right there. Paint's actually still good. You know, it's still got clear coat. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's still got clear coat. I am thoroughly surprised. I love that blue interior. My dad's car actually has the same weird blue interior as me. I'm wearing my Pacific Beach shirt. I actually used to live in Pacific Beach. See, there's that weird blue interior. But, you know, so far it's looking pretty good. There's the van. The van's getting repainted next week, thank God. The Chrysler is still here. I am doing something special with it right now. All the badging is still on the car, which is rare. Even the chrome trim around the taillights, and the taillights themselves are fairly nice. It's got a little bit of paint chipping right there, that's all right. I've actually never even been in the trunk, so I don't know what's in there. The back seats are pretty nice. The speakers seem to work. The interior's okay, whoever the fuck JMB is. Thank you for taking care of your car. The seats are a little tattered, but oh shit. These seats are basically like rotten from the sun. They feel crunchy, like a wheat thin. It's kind of nasty and I don't much care for it. It came with this, one NGK spark plug, and a Toyota Corolla maintenance Chilton's manual, which kind of, Chilton's and Haynes I'm not really a fan of, but whatever. I don't even know if there's anything in here. Whoa! What the fuck is all this? Extra gold! Finally, Christ. Well, I'll get this open later and show you what's in there. It looks like there's some personal information I shouldn't divulge. Ah, well, that can just hang out there. The car itself, I believe, has about 180,000 miles on it. Yes, it does. Look at that radio. It actually works. And it's quite a treat. I don't know if the AC works. I did not even attempt to turn it on yesterday. This thing is just sort of... Oh, well, there goes that. That's broken. Oh, well. There you go. There's another little kind of abuse thing there. Man, I'm nearly 30 and my voice still cracks. You know how upsetting that can be? And I smoke. I smoke heavily, so you would think that, like, that would not be a problem. But overall, I mean, this is for $200, you will not hear a complaint out of Mr. Jimmy. No, no. Now let's go under the hood. Let's see, there we go. Nice, simple to open Toyota latch. Unlike this Chrysler over here. Fuck you, Chrysler, for making everything difficult. Usually I can open these with one hand, too. As I lie to myself. Engine underneath is actually... okay, it's got a brand new alternator, look at that. It's carbureted, huh? Nah, there's no way it's carbureted. Huh. Maybe it's a throttle body fuel injection? I don't know. Oh, look, a new battery, and it's a nice quality battery, too. Huh. It's not so bad under here. Well, you've seen around the car. You've seen how much I've paid for it. Now you're gonna see me fix it up. So now we're under the hood, and I'm gonna show you the main reason why this car was sold to me. It's misfiring on cylinder, it's not cylinder 1, but on this cylinder. Verified because when I pull the little spark plug coil thing boot, the engine does not change at all, but these three cause a change to the idle. That one does not. I'm gonna start it up now and show you why it came to me. This car, it came to me via email. Somebody said, if you want this car before it goes to the scrappo yard, you better come get it now. I had to go all the way on base to Fort Bliss just to get it. Don't want any of that copyright. But it's gonna sound like shit when it starts, trust me. You hear that? Woo, doggy! She's running rough. I mean rough. With a capital rough. Nasty. Cooling fan is for some reason blaring. Now after about, I don't know, about 2 minutes, the vehicle starts smoothing out. Like if I were to tap the accelerator a little bit. You hear that? See, it's already starting to smooth out. Alright, I lied. Sounds like shit, but these Corollas are pretty reliable, robust vehicles. I don't have any fear that something simple needs to be replaced. I haven't checked the spark plugs. I should probably do so. Probably why there's an extra NGK spark plug over there. My assumption is one of the spark plugs is fouled, or maybe something is, you know, not sparking and it's causing a nasty misfire. The owner of this vehicle was told, and the reason he scrapped it is because he was told it had a bad head gasket. I'm sorry, I do not believe that for 1 second. The reason I do not believe that, there is no oil in the coolant, and there is no coolant in the oil. The oil's way back here, the dipstick. So that's a first red flag for me, that there is no head gasket failure. The second red flag is that it does not smoke out of the tailpipe. The third red flag is that the car, once it does warm up, I drove this vehicle over 65 miles home in stop-and-go freeway traffic, and the temperature was perfect. So, I've had a car that had a bad head gasket. I had a Geo Metro once that blew its head, don't they all? And it did not run like this, that's for sure. It is running like shit. Is it because of a bad head? No, I do not believe so. But we will find out for sure what is wrong with this absolutely beautiful automobile. The original seller called me right now, and he said he just wanted to let me know. Battery is new, alternator's new, water pump is new, timing belt is new, motor mounts are new. He also told me he did some brake work to it and a couple of other small things like that. So it has been serviced and maintained. So I'm going to get to the bottom of this right now, and I'm going to start taking things apart. I think the very first thing I will start with is the spark plugs, check the gap, etc., etc. I'll catch you in a second. Well, we went down the rabbit hole, and what did we find? Nothing good, that's for sure. This is nasty. This is how a spark plug should look. You see, a lot, you know, not corroded and disgusting and gapped incorrectly. So we're gonna put this new spark plug down in the hole. I'm gonna check the gap on this one versus that one, and we will refire the car back up. Also, while I'm in here, I'd like to point out that the heat riser, I think that's what this is called, is rubbing on the alternator. Literally rubbing a hole right through on the alternator. So we're gonna have to take care of that. Yeah, all this corrosion in here is not good. Kind of hard to see with all this sunlight, but you can see it's corroded. It's corroded here too. That fuse is completely gone. What are you doing over there, Helper? Well, there's no point bamboozling around. I'm gonna go get the old compression tester, and we are gonna perform the ultimate in tests. The one that will tell me for sure if something is wrong or not. So the compression test tells us we have 150 psi in each of the 4 cylinders. That means there's no mechanical damage or blown head gasket. So basically something else is wrong with the system, either in the ignition system or the fuel system, because we verified compression. Now, I was able to verify spark to this cylinder from the distributor cap, and the spark is rather weak. It's kind of orangish instead of like a white or a blue, so it could indicate weak spark. And I took a second look at this distributor cap after thinking about it, and if you take a look, you can see that nasty heat and age related crack. You can see a rather advanced amount of corrosion on the cap, more so than I could see during the bright daylight last time. And the distributor rotor, or the button, or the bug, or whatever the fuck you people call it, has a large crack through it. So, all of these things lead me to believe that there could be a misfire related to the ignition system. Now, I've already ordered a new cap, wires, and a rotor. That'll be here on Monday. The second thing I want to take a look at, and I already did take a look at, is earlier in the video I mentioned that this fuse was like completely corroded away. So I had a bugger of a time getting this thing apart, and I'm gonna sand and hopefully clean the entire little system here because it was just filled with corrosion. You can see why that fuse completely popped. I have a new one right here.
Even Arm & Hammer baking soda doesn't last forever. Isn't it time for a fresh box?
Well, it looks like winter has one-upped me before I could get to the misfire mystery on this carbureted Corolla. Thanks a lot, good old Saint Nicholas, for dicking me over. But hopefully all of this filth will be gone soon enough, this packing peanuts from the sky. I'm from California and I do not like snow. Snow is a no-go. Get off my car, you filthy monster. Go back to hell where you belong. But we will hopefully pick up on the misfire mystery after this word from our snowy sponsors. Well, the weather has cleared up after about a day or so, and I was able to put that distributor cap and rotor on and verify that it is not the ignition system. So, through order of deletion, the compression is fine, the spark is fine, that only leaves the fuel. So, I actually figured out already what's going on. I looked down inside this carburetor, yes it is a full-fledged carburetor, and found my answer. When the vehicle is running at an idle, there's 2 venturis, right? A right and a left, because this is a 2-barrel carburetor. The venturi on this side is dripping fuel, which it shouldn't be doing, and this venturi does absolutely nothing. Here's a clip.
One week later.
So here's the Corolla at the carburetor shop that I took it to. And after about, I don't know, a week of just checking it out for me because I know the owner personally, she told me that I am correct. It is a carburetor issue. It always starts up like a bag of shit. Actually, it sounds kind of okay that time, but anyway. Oh, nope, there it goes. But they diagnosed it as a bad carburetor. They said, don't get a rebuild kit, don't try to rebuild the carb, it's completely and utterly shot. The car, though, you are correct, is mechanically fine. There's nothing wrong, it doesn't have a blown head gasket. You're correct, so go ahead and replace the carburetor. That's all I needed, was that validation that the carburetor was bad, you know. I didn't know for sure because I'm not a carburetor expert. These people are. So with the help of this book that came with the car, and with the help of the internet and everything else, I'm going to not only learn about carburetors, but I'm going to try to install one on this ancient dinosaur. So this is how the car sounds after they adjusted the carburetor. They told me I need a new one anyway. I mean, you can hear that's a ridiculous amount better than earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and just get to replacing the carburetor. So I drove this Corolla home from the carburetor shop this morning, and it was riding extra rough. And I already diagnosed bad CV axles, so that's not that, you know, uncommon. However, it was riding extra rough. I mean, extra rough. So I was like, you know, something's weird's going on here. Let me drive it home first, and then I'll check it at home. Man, I'm lucky I even made it home. Check this out. That might account for some of the rough ride on this side. My goodness. And then I checked the other side. It doesn't have any air in it. It's flat. So I was driving around with one flat tire and one that's about to shred itself to little ribbons. So I think I'm going to have to go get a new set of front tires. I literally came out here looking for just a freaking shift bezel, you know, for the automatic shifter on this car. Screwed again. I mean, it's in immaculate condition though, for having what I think is almost 300,000 miles. Yep, it really is in nice condition. Too bad. I guarantee you this is not in good condition. That's why they put that over it. Ha. Well, that sucks. I was gonna take this carburetor too, but I just went ahead and ordered a new one, so it doesn't really matter anymore. It's fairly complete though. I also got a set of new tires here for the front. These seem to be pretty good. Oh wait, the front does not look like it's Swiss cheese. But I guess I'll keep looking through this for a bit and see if there's anything I need off of it. Go back to the project.
My new Toyota Corolla? Oh, well, one look and logic just flew out the window.
Out the window?
It's gorgeous. I fell in love. I've been loyal to Corolla since graduate school for good logical reasons.
Such as?
They're affordable, they haven't let me down, and they hold their value. But this one, this is a whole new dimension. It's so beautiful.
Legendary value, Toyota quality.
Who could ask for anything more?
So this is going to be the end of part one. The day is drawing to a close, and I still have a lot more to do. I basically already filmed part two because there's only going to be 2 parts, but I wanted to cut it into 2 episodes because no one wants to sit through a 35-minute episode. So in part one, we did the front, put new tires on, diagnosed the issues, went through the car just to show you what's going on. In part 2, you guys get to watch me deal with the absolute nightmare of a carburetor on this vehicle. Never again will I buy a carbureted car. It's too much wacky shit, and it's too far in the future to be dealing with that kind of stuff. On the fly, anyway. So you'll get to see that, and me redoing the interior because I've got some seat covers and some pieces like the shifter boot, new door handles. I'm going to repaint the back rims. And then we finally might get to find out what's in the trunk. So if you want to find out, I will put it in the description. You'll see a link, and that'll be part 2 when it's available. So as always, thank you guys for watching.